All right, y'all. So we found out that he was found guilty. Karmelo Anthony was found guilty of murder to Austin Metcalf, and they now have the sentencing. So it says here, Karmelo Anthony, the teenager who fatally stabbed a fellow student during a high school track meet last year, has been sentenced to 35 years in prison. The 19-year-old was convicted of murder for the April 2nd, 2025 death of Austin Metcalf at a stadium in the Dallas suburb of Frisco. The Collin County jury was sequestered to deliberate Anthony's fate. Live updates, 7 p.m. Karmelo Anthony sentenced to 35 years. The jury sentenced Anthony to 35 years in prison. He will be eligible for parole after half the time is served. So that don't mean you get parole. That's if you've been being good. He faced anywhere from 5 to 99 years in prison. Jurors could have also found that he acted under sudden passion that would have limited his punishment to just 20 years. I saw that some of y'all had wrote in the comments were telling me, they were like, yo, like, he wasn't even like on a rival team. Like he went there for a specific reason. Like he wasn't a runner there. So that makes it even worse. It's like he went there for the confrontation with the knife on him. It's just like I said, if I was his parents, it's like, well, why did you even go? And why did you have a knife on you? They asked you to leave 15 times. Why didn't you leave? They pushed you, and you stab a man in the heart, a young man like yourself in the heart. Like, there's no coming back from that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody had wrote something talking about, well, they were 17, so they probably didn't have the mental capacity to really, like, just, come on, Brian. Come on. I was 17 before. There were several situations that I got myself out of, okay? Because I could have gotten jumped or something might have happened, okay? Listen, a lot of people blame a lot of things on age, and it does play a factor, but it's not that huge of a factor. You have the mental capacity to know to walk away from a situation that could get you life in prison, that could get you killed. You know what I mean? Like, it's but it's sad all the way around because both lives are ruined, and at least he gets to live because the other kid doesn't. And that's sad. His life just over. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I hope that this is a learning, a lesson for a lot of people, you know, especially kids his age. You know, just like stay out of these situations. Stay out of them. If you stay out of them and stay away from these situations, the majority of the time, you won't become a victim of these situations. I can remember coming up. See, because I came up during the whole introduction of gangster rap, right? So when it first started, you know, I can remember, you know, people talking about the lyrics and how explicit they were. And I think that they were the reason for the whole explicit lyrics thing, the sticker that they started to put on tapes and then eventually CDs. But then as time went on and young people were becoming more and more influenced by that and other things, I remember when And Chris Rock made a joke about this. He said you can't go to the movies because it's shooting at the screen. Boys in the Hood was playing over in LA, I believe, and they start shooting at the screen. I'm like, and we started hearing about carjacking and drive-bys. Like, I was around for all of this escalation of things that started to happen. And I can always remember guys that were like grandfather ages, father ages, uncle ages saying, they were like, you can't even say nothing to some of these young brothers because they'll shoot you. It was like back in the day, we respected our elders. And if we got in a fight, you won some, you lose some. Sometimes you got jumped or you jumped somebody else. But that's how it was. You lived to fight another day. And it was rare, but every once in a while, somebody pulled a knife. But that was rare. You know what I'm saying? But then as time went on, things got worse and worse. Then people are carjacking, they're doing drive-bys, they're shooting people for no reason. Dudes that stick up kids and just all this stuff. I just like, someone told me that someone in the comments said Frisco, like, but ain't like a bad area. So it's like, for him to say he carried the knife for protection is kind of like, so I don't know. I'm not over there. I don't know that area, but like, it's from 0 to 100 if someone pushes you and then you stab them in the heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, you know, and he didn't even have to see. And this is what I'm talking about when I tell y'all to stay out of these situations. There's so many situations that I've talked to people about, you know, because I was always the voice of reason when we were younger, especially with a lot of my friends. And a lot of times they would tell me about a certain situation. Yeah, we went there and then these dudes tried to, and then a lot of times it was a situation where they didn't have to be in it. You know, I would tell them, well, why are you there? Why were you there? Nah, because they was talking trash and, you know, something might have jumped off. So I'm like, well, if they was talking trash and you knew something might have jumped off, you knew the cops might have got called, you knew you might have got jumped, you knew you knew somebody might have got stabbed, you knew someone might have got shot. Why were you there? Like, soon as you tell me that, yeah, we going to this game over here because these dudes over here running their mouth, you know what I'm saying? And if they, okay, well, then I'm not going with y'all because I see y'all going to have a big old fight. And I don't even know these dudes. I remember one time, I was in high school and guys from the town that I grew up in were fighting guys from another town. And some dude had said something like, yo, if y'all don't help us, we gonna fight you. I was like, no. First of all, I'm the dude that y'all calling a geek and a nerd anyway. So, and now you want me to help y'all fight? Kiss my ass. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can, if y'all lose, too bad. You know what I'm saying? And nobody never did nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not getting myself into this stuff. I saw a dude get his head beat in with a brick. I remember I was looking out of the bus window down like that while everybody was out there fighting. One town versus another town. And the dude, both towns knew that I wasn't a guy that was always involved in this trash. So nobody had no beef with me. No one was trying to get on the bus to get to me or nothing. It was me and a few other dudes that was never in trouble all on the bus and some of the girls. It's like we wasn't part of it. It was just all the dudes that was always on the corners in both towns. Those were the ones that were fighting out there. Throwing bottles at each other, beating each other in the head with bricks, kicking, stomping, choking. Oh man, the cops came to everything. I was just like, man, look, what did Tyrone do? stayed out of it. And guess what? I was fine. And after that, nobody tried to fight me. Nobody tried to get me. Nothing. I wasn't part of it. I was never part of that stuff. If it was dangerous, if it could get me shot, stabbed, beat up, jumped, ran out of town, you know what I'm saying, arrested, suspended, demerits, I was never involved in it. It was easy. I just didn't do it. But too many of y'all want to be tough. Too many of y'all want to be cool. Too many of y'all want to be down. And so many young men and women destroy their lives. All to be cool. All to get that pound, that handshake in the street to say, oh yeah, they was getting it. And then dude came with the bottle, he came with the bottle, he ran them off, and he came with the gun, or all these tough talk stories. And like almost everybody that I knew that was involved in stuff like that, like they paid for it. Like everybody, they paid for it in some form or fashion, man. It didn't help them. It didn't help them excel in life. You know what I'm saying? Like not one of them did it help. I don't get it. But anyway, man, I know dudes that have wasted their talent. And I'm not just talking about dudes that I grew up with. I'm talking about other people that I know. I'm just like, they have wasted their talent. Absolutely flushed it down the damn toilet. Okay, mental talent, athletic talent, just gone. All because you wanted to smoke. You wanted to drink. You wanted to be cool. You wanted to be tough. You wanted to be that tough guy. And you had the girls chasing after some of these dudes that was like this. And after you make a good life for yourself, because you was the guy studying, you was the geek, the nerd, then those same girls want you later. Oh, good Lord. Like RoboCop says, stay out of trouble. Let me know what y'all think.